Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from astrolada.com, and these are your August 2025 video horoscopes. And August is pretty gentle, easygoing month, possibly one of the easiest that I've looked at this year. And it's kind of like the quiet before the storm because in September we have two eclipses. But after that, again, we're going to have some wonderful configuration to the end of the year through the months. But August is a well-deserved respite and break. We're going to have Mercury turning direct. Around the same time, the two greatest benefics, Venus and Jupiter, are joining together in Cancer. Actually, the whole of August, they're pretty much in the same sign. So one area of your life will go with such ease, with such blessings and positive flow. So there will be one area that will be very easy for us all, or a source of blessings. And we're going to have a Saturn opposition Mars around the 9th, 8th, or 7th, 8th, 9th. But usually this is a stressful combination. Some external circumstance can stress us, some conflict that needs to be resolved. But this time it creates an incredibly positive configuration, which is called a kite formation, because there is a trine from Uranus to Mars, trine from Pluto to Mars. And that's kind of, Uranus is wisdom, Pluto is willpower. So some kind of whatever we triggered into, which is Mars Saturn opposition, triggered or into action, activated in some way, provoked, we're able to resolve it by tapping into divine wisdom and the right source of willpower that is aligned to divine willpower. So this energy, this conflict or the stress between Saturn and Mars that's starting at the beginning of the month will be resolved in some way into productive action. And of course, we're going to have full moons, new moons, but nothing dramatic, nothing over the top. There is a full moon on the 9th of August, which is in Aquarius. It's around the same time where everything else, the Venus, Jupiter conjunction, Saturn, Mars opposition. And this will be like peak of activity. Full moons are peak of activities, seeing the results of previous actions, getting the rewards for it, for example. And this full moon is in Aquarius, which is social. It predisposes us to connect with like-minded people, emotionally to form friendships, or to strengthen existing friendships already, or connections, business or personal connections as well. And on the 23rd, there is a new moon when the sun and the moon are together at the 0 degrees in Virgo, which kind of gets us prepared to get into work mode, to get into more serious down to earth, because till now was everything was in Leo, so it's more like enjoy yourself, holidays and so on. But this new moon from the 23rd of August in the 0 degree of Virgos kind of gets us down to earth, focused. Um, let's get down to practical things, solve them, and it's conjunct the star Regulus. So it's the star of leadership. So maybe some kind of new motivation will come into us to, let's say, to organize ourselves, to take leadership about our health, which is Virgo, or because Regulus is a star of incredible willpower. This is the heart of the lion. It's a star there, the heart of the king, which gives us incredible willpower, incredible motivation, and bravery and courage. And we can apply it to Virgo areas in our life for our health, for our routines, for our work, for our errands, to organize our life in some way for the practical matters of life. And now we're going to start with each of the 12 signs. But before that, I just want to let you know that I've created a 3.5 hour webinar on the ideal home and perfect environment according to your horoscope. You don't need to know any astrology. You just need to know your day of birth and time of birth. And I lead you step by step to see what is like. Are you going to live near mountains in certain periods of life, or near marshes, or near forests or big cities, small cities? What will the house be like? Is going to be a big house or more than one place of living, foreign residence or more local? Or how is it going to be even decorated? And what's going to be around your neighborhoods? For example, it might be close to stadiums. That's how you recognize if you're trying to choose two properties to rent, which is yours. If there is Mars influence, it will be close to a factory or close to a stadium or fitness. So if it's close to Venus, it might be close to a music hall. So I go through absolutely every sign. Each 12 signs have their ideal environment, and each planet has its own environment, and how to see. And you can have more than one environments. For example, you can have a few signs that influence your places of living and where you find yourself throughout your life. It's incredible. You can see even are you going to be in islands or more densely populated places with gardens and so on. It's incredibly fun. It's only $20. It becomes 30 after that. Very affordable if you'd like to order it. I'm putting a link below here. And now let's begin with the 12 signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, August 2025. And of course, I always say make sure you check your ascendant sign if you know your exact time of birth. Start always with it, then move to the moon sign, and then to the sun sign only. Taurus, the month starts with a full moon in your 10th house. And this is like illuminating this 10th house. The 10th house is your achievements, ambitions, careers. They can be, it's around on the 9th of August, but you can feel it before and after. Maybe you can see the results of your previous actions in regards to a career project. For some of you, it can even be a promotion or completing some career project or completing some phase of your career in some sort, or seeing the results of those actions. And it's very visible, public, like you're in the public spotlight. So or your actions are scrutinized, let's say. And whatever you do around that time will have a strong impact uh, because the 10th house is the house of action, of our decisions, executive decisions, and it kind of it's one of the most potent houses in astrology. So whatever you do this month, especially around the full moon, it has strong influence and impact on the rest of your life. And some important decision that is taken, but also you can see the results maybe of a career project, of a work project, or completion of something to do with authorities, with institutions, or dealing with such matters. Then we have the Mars opposition, Saturn happening in around again 7, 8, 9, 10th of August. You can feel some tension around that time. It's in your 6th and 12th house, maybe between the need to let go, the 12th house, the need to relax, the need to hide away and be alone, and the need to be productive, Mars in the 6th house. There can be some tension you need to resolve there, the need to rest versus the need to be productive. And it can be even be some health issue, or that you get frustrated about certain habits. But because there's really beautiful aspects towards Mars and Saturn by Pluto and Uranus, by almost like through divine wisdom, through divine willpower, which is Pluto and Uranus, you can solve a conflict. For example, you can solve a conflict at your workplace. You can solve some complicated situation connected to fixing something, to your errands, to your responsibilities, which is the 6th house, or even some tension connected with um, debt. 6th house also rules debt, or even something connected to health, even if there is some kind of a health tension, because of course Mars in your 6th house opposition Saturn in your 12th house can create some health situation for some of you. But because of the greatly insightful planets making trines, you'd kind of quickly find a solution how to heal, or how to change your health habits, or what kind of medicine, or what kind of herbs, or what kind of routine adjustment to do so you can fix that health issue. So I think you can really make lemonade out of lemons with this Mars in the 6th house. Plus, Mars in the 6th house for the next month and a half says for you that you put a lot of energy into work, into your daily routines, into putting order and organization around you, into fixing things that are not working well, and putting energy to see, 6th house is like seeing what's not working and fixing it. and it's on a very practical level, or maybe into some work project that you are mobilizing your energy and resources to put on, and somehow, as I said, sixth house is health and work, very practical things. So you see, we have a theme already here. uh, Full moon in another house of work for you, like to see the rewards, to see the results. While Mars for a month and a half in your sixth house, which says, like, okay, get proactive about your health, about your routines, about eliminating even unhealthy habits, and get more proactive about your job or job search or work projects and duties and responsibilities. You mobilize these practical areas of your life while you're receiving a lot of support. There is a full grand air in the air houses. So somehow this month, especially if you want to do like money, work, career, they can be a great alignment there, because the grand trine, the most harmonious aspect of things, like somehow almost miraculously can align for you there. Um, then we have Mercury turning direct, which means till the 11th, it's still retrograde in your fourth house, like connecting with relatives, people from family from the past, or maybe clarifying some things with family, relatives, maybe some, even if there's some crisis in the family relationships. Uh, After the 11th, 12th, it starts it starts resolving itself. Or maybe there was some delays with property or real estate or some home project or having to be redone and having to be clarified, mm, you know, having to change something there. Then Mercury turned direct on the 11th, 12th, and things start moving there more according to expectations. And if there was some frustrations, about appointments, meeting, which is Mercury after all, and you having plans connected to your personal life, connected to your family, and they keep kind of being uh, not according to your expectations, or somehow being thwarted or confused. Well, after the 11th, everything starts going smoothly in matters related to fourth house, which is family members, family relationships, real estate, and property. And the whole month, you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful combination of Jupiter and Venus. The peak again is around the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, when they're closest together in your third house. But the two best here, this is you, 1, 2, 3, but the two best planets in this house says that this third house, the month of August, can bring you some blessing even without effort, can reward you in a way, it can happen with ease. And that third house is like a short trip if you take somewhere. It would be wonderful. Venus and Jupiter. Some important conversations if you have, because third house is communicating, conversations, business meetings as well, or some projects about writing, speaking, media. Do it, it will go with ease. It will be very blessed. I don't know, maybe launch a website, or maybe write articles, or maybe find the marketer, or maybe learn something. Third house is the house of learning skills, and Venus and Jupiter there says it's going to happen with ease. Or you might enjoy more conversing with interesting people. You might enjoy, you might have a better relationships with siblings. You might have improved relationships with neighbors if you get invited by neighbors or teammates, workmates, or mates, friends, kind of. This is where good things come from you, this social third house. It's not only social, but it's about intelligence, learning something. It will go swimmingly. You'll learn some very important and positive things as well. And speaking about that, if you want to take my course on uh, environments and homes and property of each of the 12 signs and each of the planets, you don't need to know any astrology. It's 3.5 hour webinar. I'm putting a link below. It's only $20 to see what your neighborhoods will be like, what the house inside, whether you're going to live in more than one places, have multiple properties, whether you're going to have bigger or smaller properties, which countries even it's going to be. You don't need to know any astrology. Check it out. You might really enjoy learning something because of this Venus Jupiter conjunction, or writing something, or traveling somewhere, or even buying a laptop, buying a new phone. These all go very well. The third house, so buying something to do like a car or transportation of some sort. And I think this is pretty much it. You see the Grand Trine, the first 10 days, and the whole of the month, it's under influence in the workhouses, the houses of practical things happening in your life, even though you have to put efforts because Mars and Saturn are part of it. And then the blessings here of this third house that we talked about. And there is a full moon, no, new moon in your fifth house on the 23rd of August, which means new beginning or renewal, which is the fifth house about, might be like renewal of your creativity. And because it's conjunct Regulus, which is extremely creative, extremely powerful star of leadership, of vision, some creative vision can come to you after that, or idea, or because fifth house is our original ideas, or maybe some renewal of the relationship with your children or with your romantic partner, which is the fifth house again, or about some creative project that, as I said, there is some big inspiration that come to you. But it's a good new moon for you because it's in another earth sign. So it makes you feel inspired, it makes you feel more alive, it makes you feel more aligned. So wonderful month. So thank you so much, Taurus.